If you're a fiction author already making some money, this video is gonna make you a little uncomfortable because I'm gonna show you something that nobody in the publishing world is going to tell you. There is a ceiling on your income, and it has nothing to do with how good you are at writing. It has nothing to do with your covers, your Kindle ads, or how many books you publish. The ceiling comes from where you are on the prosperous author journey. Most authors who feel stuck, who are stuck at the same income month after month, stuck on the revenue roller coaster, stuck waiting for the next launch to save them, they're not stuck because they're doing something wrong. They're stuck because there's actually something missing, a really specific thing, and nobody showed them what it is. That's why I'm here today. So today I'm going to show you a framework I call the author journey. There's 5 stages to this, and each one has a different income ceiling. Each one has a specific gap, something you don't have yet that's holding the ceiling in place. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which stage you're at and exactly what's in the way of the next one, so you know what to watch out for. But before we get into it, if you're new here, hi, my name is Leah McHenry. I've spent the last decade helping authors, musicians, and creatives of all kinds build real businesses around their art. I am a musician myself. I've run 6-figure crowdfunding campaigns and album launches. I've built multiple 7-figure businesses in coaching courses and e-commerce, handmade products, and I've coached hundreds and thousands of people who've had a creative gift, who are truly talented and wanted to stop leaving money on the table. My absolute sweet spot, the thing that really lights me up right now more than anything, is helping fiction authors specifically build a super fan base so devoted, so interested in you, so in love with what you do and your world that you can transition from the author who sells books to full-blown creative entrepreneur. Now, what does that actually look like? It looks like building something that creates a legacy for your family. It looks like perhaps retiring your husband if that's what he wants to do. It looks like something that creates a legacy for your family. It looks like maybe writing your next book from a villa in Italy because the business runs whether you're at your desk or not. That's the dream author life, right? It's something really specific that you have, and it's not a fantasy, it's a business model. So, which is exactly what this new channel is all about. All right, so let's get into it. All right. First, let me tell you who this is for, who this is not for. If you are a brand new author who hasn't published yet, this video isn't for you just yet. Come back when you have some books out. This is for the author who's already in it. You've already published, you've got readers, you're making content, you're making some money, but something isn't adding up. You find yourself really working hard. You are writing, you're publishing, you might be running ads. You're doing the things you're supposed to do, and yet the income is either stuck or it keeps going up and down and up and down, and you can never quite catch your breath. That sounds familiar? Then here's what I want you to understand before we dive into this. The reason you feel this way is not because you're bad at what you do. It could be the opposite. It's because the publishing industry has been teaching you a book strategy, not a business strategy. There is a massive difference between the two. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So here are the 5 stages. Stage 1 is the hobbyist. This is where everyone starts. You write, you publish, you hope people find you. Maybe you're making a few $100s a month, maybe nothing at all. Income is completely unpredictable. At this stage, the business doesn't really exist yet. It's just a book, or it's maybe a few books. Everyone starts here. I started there as a musician, but this is the ceiling, right? You're only making money when Amazon decides to show your book to someone, right? When they stop showing it, when the algorithm works against you, the income stops. So what I don't like about this is you have zero control. Here's what stage 1 is missing. It's an audience that you own. Even one email subscriber gives you more power than publishing another book. Stage 2 is the publishing treadmill. Now, this is where most authors who are doing okay actually live, and they get a little bit used to it, a little comfy in the doing okay, right? So you've got a few books out, maybe a series, you have some real readers who like your work. You might be making $1,000 to $5,000 a month, sometimes more around a launch, sometimes less when things go quiet. That's pretty typical. The pattern looks like this. Publish a new book, your income spikes, then it drops, publish another book, income spikes, drop, spike, drop. That terrible roller coaster. If that sounds familiar, that's what I call the publishing treadmill. You have to keep running just to stay in the same place, but you're not really growing. You're not really making a lot of progress in terms of actual real revenue that helps you build that legacy. And the worst part is if you stop publishing for a few months, the income can disappear almost entirely, which is no fun because the whole thing is built on algorithms and the Amazon gods, if you will. Okay, so what stage 2 is missing here is a back end. It's a way to generate income income that doesn't require a new book every 60 days. That's totally exhausting. Stage 3 is the platform author. Now, this is where things start to get more interesting. The stage 3 author has figured out that she needs her own audience. She's got an email list. She's building a newsletter. She might have a Patreon or a reader community of some kind. Now, here, the income is starting to get a little more consistent, maybe somewhere between $5,000 to $10,000 a month. But there's still a problem. This income is still heavily launch dependent. So when she's got something new to sell, there's money. When there's nothing new, crickets. Now, she's improved the treadmill. She's not entirely at the mercy of Amazon anymore, but she's still on a treadmill. Now, here's what stage 3 is missing. Stage 3 is missing recurring revenue and high ticket depth, as well as other ways to generate income between launches without burning out the list, right? And so we've got to solve that. Stage 4 is the author entrepreneur. Now we're talking. The stage 4 author has built a real business around her books. She knows that her books are not the business, the books are just the product. And she's got multiple revenue streams. Her income doesn't disappear between launches. She might have an ecosystem that looks something like this. In addition to her book, she's going to have a subscription or a membership that her readers love. And these are her super fans, VIP stuff. A high ticket offer potentially for her most devoted fans, a course or a workshop or a coaching program, speaking, licensing, or other income levers that she can pull at any time she wants. And at this stage, the income is looking more like $10,000 to $20,000 a month. And it feels a lot more like, okay, I've got a real solid business here. The roller coaster is mostly gone, okay? She's not panicking every time Amazon changes the algorithm. In fact, she doesn't even care about that. And yet, stage 4 is still missing something. And that is scale and systems, the ability to grow without just working more and more hours. And we have stage 5. Now I call this the creative CEO. This is what I would call the author empire, specifically a fiction empire. 20,000 a month and beyond. Like we want to get to that 30,000, 40, 50 and beyond. For $1 million business, you need about 83,000 a month, and you've got $1 million business. It's not that hard to do. At this stage, she's not just an author anymore. She is a CEO of a creative business. Her catalog is an asset. Her audience is an asset. Her systems run without her having to be on a treadmill every single day. She can take a month off from publishing. You can take your family to Greece or wherever you want to go camping, whatever. And you can take time off from publishing and the income doesn't collapse. This is what a prosperous author business actually looks like. This is not reserved for authors with massive platforms already, okay? So the authors that I know and I've personally coached who are at stage 5 actually have smaller focused audiences and really well thought out back-end offers. So it's not just about audience size, it's also about the ecosystem depth and how it all works together. All right, so you've heard the 5 stages and now I want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1, if you stopped publishing new books for 6 months, would your income survive? How about 12 months? If the answer is no, then you are in stage 1 or stage 2. The business is entirely built on a publishing treadmill. Question number 2, do you have an audience that you own, an email list or a community where you can reach your readers directly without Amazon or social media? If the answer is no, or kind of, but it's small, then you're likely in stage 2 or maybe early stage 3. You're still platform dependent and in a platform that you don't own. Question 3, do you have any way to generate income from your existing readers without launching a new book? If the answer is no, then you are missing an entire back end of the ecosystem. You're in stage 2 or stage 3. So with that said, here's what I want you to sit with for just a second. Most fiction authors I talk to are in stage 2. They're talented, hardworking, they have real readers, they genuinely love their work, they are go-getters, they're willing to do what it takes, they're willing to make content, they're willing to learn the skills, but they're stuck. Not because they're failing, but because they're missing the business model underneath the books. The business model is what we build in what I call the prosperous author ecosystem, which you can learn more about in the description below. So what is a prosperous author ecosystem exactly? Think of your books as the front door to your business. It's really an entry point. The front door is important. It's how people discover you. It's how they fall in love with your world. But a front door doesn't pay the bills on its own. The authors who build real sustainable income, they've built a whole house behind the front door. The house has rooms. There's the living room. That's your email list and your community. It's where your readers actually live in relationship with you and get to know you and trust you. There's the middle of the house, and that's your mid-tier offers. That could be anything from merchandise or subscription boxes, memberships, workshops, things that generate consistent income between the launches. And there's the back of the house. That's anything higher ticket. Okay, this type of offer is for your most devoted VIP super fan readers who want to go deeper with you and are willing to invest to do it. That could be anything from an in-person experience to something digital. Could be a special perk on a Kickstarter. It could be some mega bundle you put together. There's so many ideas of what you can do that's higher ticket. And when the whole house is built, something changes. You are no longer on the treadmill anymore, because even on a quiet publishing month, the living room is still full of people. The middle of the house is still producing, and the back of the house always has people in it. So the income doesn't stop because the algorithm changed. You are not relying on that whatsoever. That's what a prosperous author ecosystem looks like. And there's actually 6 pillars to the whole thing. And you already have what you need to start building it right now. Your existing books, you've gotten the hard part out of the way. Your existing readers, whatever you've already created. And if you have a success mindset, that's a huge piece of this. You don't have to start from scratch. You build the house around what you already have. So if this is landing for you and you're sitting there thinking, I'm definitely on the treadmill and I didn't realize it, or I know that I'm on it and I don't like it, that's why I created this new mini course called the Author Ecosystem. And it walks you through the full framework, what the whole ecosystem looks like, stage by stage, pillar by pillar, what to build in what order, how to do it in a way that would actually work around your life. If you're a parent, if you have kids. I mean, I've got 5 kids and I built my first $1 million business when all 5 of them were under the age of 8. So I know what it's like to work on, during nap times and on weekends. Okay. I totally relate to that. I'll tell you ahead of time, I don't teach anything about writing better books or publishing books or cracking the Amazon algorithm. That's like nowhere within my purview of what I do. What I do is teach you a proper business model that builds an infrastructure around your books, because your books are just a product. They're not the business. And that's the thing that most authors are missing, and musicians I've worked with. It's the exact same. So anyway, if you're interested in that, you can find it in the link in the description. If you're already a fiction author making some money and you want to stop being on that treadmill, the prosperous author ecosystem is definitely your next step. So I hope to see you in there. Whether you're ready for that or not, subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be posting videos like this more often. And this is the real stuff about building a business as a fiction author. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.